Hey guys, I wanted to jump on and quickly talk about detachment and existence. So let's just dive right in. The whole reason we become attached to something is because we fear that if we don't have that attachment, it ceases to exist or it will no longer be in our physical reality. That may be true, but at the end of the day, the only reason why a lot of things aren't in our reality is because we're attached to them and wanting them without first cultivating them inside of ourselves. So it seems to be a hard concept for people to grasp, and that is because we have egos, because we live in a physical world, we have a physical body, we have an ego. The ego is the thinking mind, it's the judgment mind, it's the mind that wants to keep you safe, even though you're not really in harm. Our brains have been conditioned to do this since the dawn of time, since science came about, since we started questioning everything, and since we started to grow our brains instead of nurturing and helping the other brains along the way, which would be your heart and your gut, your intuition, the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, and then the physical body, which also is what keeps you bound to this plane of existence. You exist. Now the ego, the thinking judgment mind, it wants to question everything. It struggles with allowing things to just be. But if you look in nature, if you look inside yourself too, you'll realize that you already know what to do. Your body already knows what to do. You already know how to survive. You already know exactly what you're here for. It's to exist. It's to feel things. Now, the only reason why people search outside themselves is because they don't want to feel pain. But inevitably, because you live in a physical world, because that's what you signed up for when you came here, up in the floppy disk of consciousness, you were assigned a physical body, so you are bound to the physical world because of that physical vehicle. So we will feel pain. You will feel pain at some point in your life. It is inevitable, and we are constantly, as humans, searching to try and find what we had in that big floppy disk of consciousness, which is unconditional love. That is the ether. That is the place and space of space and time, where time doesn't exist. But everything in that realm just is. There's no judgments on it. It just is. So why can't we just be and learn to handle the pain that we're dealt with, and then to see the higher perspective and to make the best choice for yourself, the most balanced choice for yourself because of that pain? The greatest rewards don't come from it being easy. It doesn't. And if I want to say I did something, I almost want it to have been really hard to do, because otherwise it wouldn't get the satisfaction and the joy, and it wouldn't be as rewarding if it wasn't hard to do. So it's quite plain and simple. The ego wants to keep you safe. It's going to tell you and make up stories in your mind to keep you safe. Now, safety is also not what it used to be anymore either. Safety back then, when the ego was trying to keep us safe, was actually trying to keep us physically safe. If we were under attack from another tribe, an animal, whatever the case was, the ego was there, it kept us safe, it did its job. But it's been on overdrive. It's been working and working and working double time on situations with friends, family, coworkers, traffic, all kinds of things that just really don't need that kind of cortisol release. It really doesn't need that kind of stress. So we have to tap into our parasympathetic nervous system and really work with it and say, you know, hey, it's okay for me to feel these things. This is in my reality. I had a shitty day. Yeah, I had a shitty day. Maybe I need to do this, that, or the other thing. Or maybe I don't need to do anything, and all I really need to do is cry and let it out. Scream into a pillow. Who knows? We've gotten so conditioned to do things with our pain, to do something all the time, to be doers. If you look in nature and you see a dog or a cat or a bird or a tree, They are just doing. They're just living. They're just existing. They're not judging themselves. They're not judging us. They don't care. They are doing exactly what they signed up for when they came here. They're just chilling. They're living. So if we can't do that, then we're never gonna cultivate and co-create something outside of us that is gonna mirror that back to us. Because if you can't just be, how can you allow anybody else in your life to just be who they are? So you will never be unconditionally loved if you can't unconditionally love yourself and not place judgments on other people or yourself and not become too attached to the fact that you exist. While the ego wants to keep us safe, all of those things that are being pressured in our outside reality, if you put pressure on a relationship that you have that it has to stick around forever, which time doesn't exist, so what does that even mean? You're putting pressure on that person to say that they cannot outgrow you, they cannot move on in their reality, they cannot experience something else, and then you are no longer allowing yourself to just be, and you're no longer allowing things to just come as they are. I know that it sucks to feel pain, and I know that that can sound pretty harsh, but at the end of the day, it's a lot better to be able to feel and understand and love both sides than it is to try and grip onto and attach yourself to positivity or good feelings all the time. It's just not, that's not reality. And you can look this stuff up. You can fact check me if you want to. Buddhism has been around for thousands of years, and that's what Buddha taught, is the fact that I just am. Okay? Negativity exists just as much as positivity. You live in a dualistic world. In polarity, you will feel both. It's just, how do we deal with both? Do I react? Do I not react? Your choice is your power. What choice you choose next out of that place of pain is your power. It's neurolinguistics. It's how you create new neural pathways. I've created new neural pathways every single time. I always wondered why I was ghosted all the time. It's because I always feared that I would cease to exist or that I would lose myself within that relationship. I know I'm never gonna lose myself. I've always been here. I still am here. I always am, always will be, with or without anybody. That's because I signed up to be that way. I came here. I am existing, right? I no longer fear the fact that I won't exist. I don't fear death like a normal person. I look at it in a very different light. We'll go into that later. But it makes it a lot easier. So when I start to choose, hey, look, that didn't feel good for me this time. I'm gonna choose different next time. I'm gonna make sure that the person that I'm attracted to next actually does choose me. And the next person that has come along has always been 10 times better and a few inches taller. So, and also a lot hotter. So let's just go there. You will have what you want, you will achieve what you want, but I don't put pressure on those parts because I know that it's always changing. I know that I'm always changing. I know that I'm always stable in myself, and I'm a mutable sign. I'm a Pisces. I'm very adaptive. I can adapt to everything and anything. So I always know that I will exist. And if I don't, well, then that's what I signed up for. If I die doing something, well, then that's what I signed up for, and I won't really know anymore. And I'll be back up in the floppy disk of consciousness where everything is unconditional love and I'm just in a stew of light and love. Then I won't really care anymore, right? So I'm just gonna have fun while I'm here. So I urge you guys to do that too. And if you get stuck in an emotion, try and figure out where it's coming from. Why? What part of my childhood? What does this really mean? Is it actually this person? Or is it a feeling from my childhood that it's bringing up now? How do I deal with that? All right? I like to write things down. I like to unravel my thoughts and feelings in a journal. It's just the way that I do things. It helps me unravel them, get them out on paper so it's not so clobbered up here. Okay? But it can be different for everybody. Everybody signed up for a different experience. So whatever that is to you, sending unconditional love through every cell in your body. I hope you guys realize that you can feel pain and it's okay. You just gotta be the parent that you wish your parents were when you were feeling that pain. Be emotionally available to yourself. Say, I love you. I see you. Go ahead and cry, girl. It's all good. You're still beautiful. Even though you've got puffy eyes, whatever. And move on. It's all good. It's good to cry. It's good to do whatever you need to do. Scream at a pillow, scream at the top of a mountain. Who cares? Just do it. You gotta feel the pain. You gotta feel it to heal it. Sending unconditional love. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye.